There we go. Cool. All right. Ready?
Good morning. Welcome to Books We Never Read.
Except for those we have.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Jason.
And this is our last discussion of First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't read that far, you need to, if you haven't finished the book, you need to stop, go finish the book, and then come back and participate in the comment section. But if you have finished the book, stay with us and participate in the live chat. Super cute book.
Yeah.
Liked it a lot.
Yeah.
We are available on YouTube Music as a podcast if you'd like to hear us and not see us.
It's the way I like it.
We meet every Sunday at 10 a.m. And we're super excited that you're here. Hello,
And
hello.
we're super excited about Shelby rereading Iron Flame because that's fantastic. Because we will be starting Onyx Storm this week. It doesn't come out till Tuesday or Wednesday or something.
It's Tuesday, yep.
So we're going to I think the plan right now is to make a syllabus that is a guess of how much we could get read by next Sunday. And then we'll, once we actually have access to the book, then we want to put out a syllabus for your first reading before the book comes out. So we're guessing. After that, we'll put out a real syllabus for the following weeks. Yeah. We don't want to make you wait.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, what'd you think about the book?
Did this end? What's going on here?
Uh-oh.
What I think about the book. It was great. Oh, it's good.
Oh, okay.
I had a blast. I really enjoyed it. I had not quite expected, obviously to enjoy it as much. We had all these guesses last week, and I feel like I missed. I don't think anybody guessed George.
Yeah.
Y'all forgive me if somebody did, but I don't think I did, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
Because, I was at the point where... so I finished Sunday. I finished last Sunday, and Nicole finished last night. And so I've been, sitting on this for ages. And whenever she gets, the ID of Mr. Smith from her buddy, and she's and there he was. I was like, it's not Ryan. I knew
because she would
immediately.
have been my heart sunk.
Right.
I'm gutted.
Yeah. As soon as it said that, I was like, okay, it's not Ryan. So I started going through all of my guesses and who else could it be? And then I was thinking, well, maybe that gambly neighbor boy or whatever that died in the car wreck. Maybe he never died. Maybe it's him. And then I was like, maybe it's her dad. Maybe it's...
Right. Yeah, we were all over the place.
I'll go buck wild. And I never once guessed George.
Yeah.
Never once. So...
Yeah. What an interesting situation. I like the way that she was able to spin... So she lost her identity. Well, okay, lean into that all the way.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That's who that was. That's the person who was there. I think it's cool that, the situation with Amy and whatever her name is now, Evie.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I'm really glad that her IT friend remained an IT friend. I'm glad that wasn't the twist. That really would have hurt my feelings.
Yeah. And then he and Amy's sister get together.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
I did guess, but I don't know if I guessed out loud. But I did guess that a paper swan would be in the safe deposit box.
Oh, yeah, you didn't guess that out loud, but good guess.
Oh, shoot.
I was one of the people that had guessed that the box was a ploy. I really enjoy the idea that this thing... It's like a weird cat and mouse game where everybody's a cat and everybody's the mouse. And, she was really on a job, but the job was trying to, trap her into... There was never, a job about Ryan, right? That was not really a thing. Mr. Smith or George was already in control in that situation, and Ryan was working for him. But in doing this job, she was also trapping him at the same time. And that was it was really good. I enjoyed bringing Amy back into it and sort of having this setup that that George never really figured out or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'd be how crazy though to find out that it was him, and this whole time you've been trying to get him into your apartment and almost breaking the rules, and that's your undercover boss. Right. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh shoot, I had something to say and I forgot. We've mentioned this before. there's no one really here to root for.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she's living a criminal life.
Yeah, at the end, it's not, and
And I like that
Yeah.
they took over Mr. Smith's book of business. I think that makes good. It makes a fun situation, you know.
Yeah.
But they are still criminals, and she is still with a guy who threatened to rip somebody's fingernails off one by one.
I don't think threatened. They might have done it.
These are not good people,
Yeah.
you know. But it is very entertaining, and I saw that Hulu has picked up First Lie Wins to be a series, maybe. And I think that like this book is set up in a way that like if this were season 1, this could go on forever.
Yeah.
Just their adventures
Yeah.
in, you know, criminal activities. You know, we haven't had a good MacGyver, you know, in a while.
Yeah. So-
it's very MacGyver-y.
This kind of, it's not
Except
quite
it's
a
not
one-to-one, but it reminds me of The Sinner. Do you remember that show we
Yeah.
watched? And,
Yeah.
and like the guy kind of always knows what's going on, and then you're finding out, and that'd be kind of interesting. Yeah. So Shelby mentions that she was impressed that Evie had picked up enough from her clients to like be able to play this long game or whatever, and I do think that was kind of cool. And to your point, right? Like at the end, they're still criminals. Like this is not, and they're not like Robin Hood-y either. I feel like we're supposed to think like, oh, she's the good criminal though, and that is not true.
No.
You know, does she help the coach? Which was like a bizarre story. Whenever I started reading about this football coach, I was like, what are we doing here? She does help him get out of his contract. She does not mean to help him get out of his contract. She is not trying to be helpful.
She's just doing her job.
She's just doing her job.
And it just happened to be helpful for him.
And, you know, in that same story, she helps... She does go and help the football player, and that comes back as a useful tool later on. And she does genuinely seem to care about him. But, like, you don't get bonus points for telling a kid, don't let people screw you. Right? I mean, like, you should do that for people anyway. So, I don't know. I thought that whole thing was, like, kind of strange that, like, maybe we were supposed to believe she was a good person, but, like, I absolutely do not, you know?
Right. She has morals and she feels bad about things, but when it comes down to it, she wants to complete a job. And that question is floating around in there, you know, what would you have done had that woman not fallen down and busted her head open? And that's implying, like, would you have taken her out?
Yeah.
And yeah, she would have. Because she's a criminal.
Yeah.
There's no easy way out of this. And again, so my biggest question at the beginning of this is like, okay, well, what's your exit strategy here? You know, like once you get into this stuff, how do you phase this out? How do you go into retirement? You don't. You die. Like,
Right.
There's no good way out of this. And she had a chance to get out, and now she's back in. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and like on top of that, there's like an actual crime family out there that has now, like, I guess, killed George, which is fine, I guess, because like if the only way out is to die, well, what if the other people die first? Like, okay, I get it, I'm on board. But now this crime family knows that you're out there. They know your face, right? I mean, I don't know, man.
And as far as the crime family is concerned, you might owe them.
Yeah.
They did you a favor.
Yeah. It's yeah. Well, now there was like information though. I mean, she did basically show them that George was skimming off the top from them. But like killing him doesn't get your millions back. You know, extorting Evie and her crew to get your millions back, that's like the move. So I don't know.
Right. Retirement's when the black SUV picks you up. No, but these are not good people that I enjoy reading their shenanigans.
Yeah.
This was very entertaining, and Hulu could do a really good job with this.
Yeah, for sure.
And it could go on for a while.
Yeah.
You know? It kind of makes me think of Bones. It's a Bones kind of setup. Just doing crimes instead of solving crimes. Because there's still mysteries there and stuff like that.
Do you think Evie and Ryan make it? Like, they got together and they were like, hey, we both lied to each other, but we were, like, played into doing this. And, like, I guess, maybe...
It would be a relationship of convenience, just because they both know what each other's situation.
Yeah.
And because they've been through this, they can totally trust each other.
I think so.
Because they're the only ones who can.
Yeah, I think so, too. It's like, so in a weird way, I guess it works, but like not for healthy reasons.
Right.
You know, it works because you've got like enough, like if you ever leave me,
I'll kill you.
I'll tell the crime family where you live.
Victor Connolly will come and get you.
Yeah, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. But I think I kind of liked the campiness of that, you know, because she is lonely, and no one wants to be lonely. And I know we're not supposed to be rooting for her, but I don't want her to be lonely.
Well, and I'm not like not rooting for her. Like she is our character, you know, I guess. And morally gray is a good way of putting it. Like she's not a bad person. She's not great. But like she's doing the most, like she helps the senator or whatever, you know. But at the same time, like he could have got her out, and she goes to visit him only as like a trick to make people nervous. And he's like, all right, let me know if you want out, like I'll help you. She could have like dumped this and been like, can I be your advisor again? He'd be like, sure, no problem. You know, like
this poor guy's like waking up in the middle of the night worrying about this girl.
Options,
yeah. She had ways out. This is not an easy way to live.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's like morally gray up until the point that you get rid of George, because like you're basically a child and you get into a life of crime and you're just like doing what you can to survive. It's what you know. People might murder you. I get it. Morally gray, sure. But what if, I mean, like once you have the ability to be out, and once you have somebody who can like set you up with like a nice gig, now it's black, right? Like you're not in the gray anymore. You've she has now chosen this as a like consenting, capable adult,
right? Know? And she has had somebody killed.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And again, dating a guy who rips out people's fingernails. So there's that.
Yeah. So Peggy brings up a good point. Like, what if they just do good things, right? Like, that is true. They could get jobs on this website or whatever. They're like, go steal this painting and screw this person over. And they may not do it. And it may just be like, I'm in an abusive relationship. Can you help me get out? And like, maybe they just take those. I don't know.
That would be awesome.
It's possible. You know.
That would be awesome.
You don't make a lot of money doing that, but maybe Ryan's job and, you know, whatever our friend is doing. What's her sidekick's name? It doesn't matter, but I can never remember his name.
Who?
The sidekick.
Devin,
yeah. Like, you know, maybe between Devin and Ryan, they're all covered.
Devin's the most talented person here.
Unquestionably. Yeah.
It's all about Devin.
Mm-hmm. The gossipy neighbors, yeah. I think, you know, I really enjoyed, whenever you're like watching Evie watch Amy drink ridiculous amounts of booze in a bar and like stumble home and drive home and then like pass out and get dragged into her house and like all this nonsense, you're like, oh my god, this is bad, like this is not good. And then of course they're like, take her out or whatever. The moment that like there's a fire but you don't see them like literally burn Amy, I'm like, okay, right, she's alive, something's going on. But I didn't quite pick up on it. I really enjoyed the retelling of all of that, but from the perspective of we're working together, you know? And so watching Amy fake all of this and like make a scene and swerve on purpose and just kind of revisiting that from that perspective, I feel like gave the story a lot, because if we hadn't revisited that part, I would just been like, yeah, but what about that crazy thing about her like driving around drunk and all that, you know? So.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Rachel is the real hero here. I loved Rachel. Rachel was fantastic. I had so much fun just like watching her handle her business and be like, what is going on? And whenever they call the football player and walk out, she's just like, okay, I don't understand, but like, okay.
Yeah.
I hope she gets to stay friendly.
Yeah, but there is an issue that Rachel knows that something ain't right with this girl.
Yeah. And
now she's back in the picture.
Yeah.
And they're living in small Lake Forbing.
Yep.
And, you know.
Yep. Crazy.
I don't know that they can keep that up for long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was good. I had a couple other things to say, and they've kind of escaped my mind.
So, like, of the thrillers that we've read, because I guess that's what this is, right? Mystery, thriller-esque. where does this rank? And if not the best, what was better?
What was the one with the... I'm trying to explain it without giving anything away. The Writer's Retreat. The Retreat.
Mm-hmm. Man, that one, that one was really good.
That's the best one.
That was like our third book or fourth book or something, but that was really good. If you count all the planetary books as one thing. I don't know. I mean, this is up there. This might be like my second or third favorite mystery thriller thing.
And the one where we go backwards in time.
That one was really good.
That one was so good.
Yeah.
Mom Trom. Yeah, that was so good.
Wrong Place, Wrong Time.
Yes. So I would say, yeah.
I think The Retreat was probably the best.
Wrong Place, Wrong Time. First Light wins.
Okay, fair enough.
Have we read any other thrillers? Oh, yeah, we've read other thrillers. We've the Michaelides and
yeah.
Yeah, we've...
Yeah, that was good too, though.
Peggy. That's what I was trying not to say.
And like, I guess there's a Verity, right? Verity.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, I forgot about Verity. I've completely, like, blocked that one out of my mind.
Verity might be the top. That one was wild. I talk to people about Verity still sometimes, or like somebody will be like, "Have you read Verity?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." And a lot of people tell me they can't read it, and I get that, but
it was not unreadable
awesome. No,
to me.
it wasn't.
But here's the thing: I would not reread Verity. It was good, and I would recommend people read it if they can handle it. I wouldn't reread it, and I wouldn't reread. I don't know if I'd reread The Silent Patient, but I would reread The Retreat. Mm-hmm. And I would reread Wrong Place, Wrong Time.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know that I would reread First Light Wins, but it was good.
Yeah. So, Shelby, I do think that Devil in the Dark Water counts. And if there's like a best one-to-one comparison of like what's going on, it is this. Because Devil in the Dark Water was all about solving a mystery, but the people solving the mystery are actually criminals, kind of ish good reasons. They also keep it up at the end and like make this club and do things. You know, it's very similar. It's just in the 1700s or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would put this better than Devil in the Dark Water.
Yes, but
the longer I sit on Devil in the Dark Water, the more I warm up to it.
The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle is
good.
Like up at the top as well.
Yeah,
and I
forgot about that one.
would reread that one because I feel like I would see so many more pieces than I got the first time around. So.
Sounds like you need new coworkers. But yeah, I guess we really have read a lot of mysteries and a lot of like thriller type things, and those tend to be like somewhat shorter reads and obviously easier reads. We do read a lot of like heavy things, and like this was not heavy. This was like a good time. Mm-hmm. You know,
it was so much fun.
Yeah, this is something I could like read on a plane or hang out at the beach and read and be like, oh yeah, that was cool. You should read this or whatever. And I'm not like thinking a lot of like philosophical thoughts about it.
No. No. And if you liked this, I think you would like the young adult novel that I read of hers. One of Us is Lying. Very good. Very good.
She's on a book tour right now, I think. Ashley Elston. Like traveling around. There's nowhere close. That was like on the list.
Aww.
But I thought that'd be cool. Yeah, I feel like it's a shame.
Darker.
I feel like it's a shame that I don't really have like much more to say about it. But like,
I mean,
really, all we had to do was like wrap up the mystery. We had all the pieces. We just needed to know how they fit in together.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, it was such a enjoyable read, and it like flowed so well there towards the end. I actually had like soundtrack music going on in my head. Is like, oh, there's shenanigans, you know, and there was like the shenanigan music playing, and then, you know, things are tensing up, and like the tense. I mean, my brain was really all in. I was very engaged.
One thing that like bothers me about this sort of book though is I feel like there was no way for me to figure it out. And like I get that. That's kind of important, I suppose. But so, like, the whole Amy thing is what, like, really clinches it. Like, if Amy didn't exist, none of this makes sense. And she gets thrown in, basically, as a character and, like, the key to the whole thing. We do see Evie go to Amy's house. We see nothing about what happens, who's there, anything like that. But it's kind of crazy. Like it just. I wish that I could like do a better job of putting the pieces together, but I'm not sure that you're really like allowed to do that as an author and still have like a good book.
Right. So. Right. I mean, that's so we saw that with Devil in the Dark Water. You know, that was very Sherlocky in nature, and there are no Sherlock Holmes stories that you actually have all the pieces where you can put it together. It's we see things as a normal person, and then Sherlock comes in and says, "Oh, but what you should have seen was this," and we never saw any of that.
Right.
Because it wasn't shown to us. We saw that in Devil in the Dark Water. We also saw that in 7.5 Deaths. You're allowed to know all the pieces until a point.
Yeah, and then
when the
there's this
narrator
key.
stops telling you stuff.
Yeah.
And so you can't figure it out towards the end. So, yeah. I mean, I just don't know that there is a way. You know, if you want to be able to figure it out, play Clue. That's the only mystery you can that has all the pieces for you to solve.
Yep.
So...
But yeah, and that makes sense. I mean, I guess, and that's the way that like a real crime is, I suppose, right? There's all these pieces. You can't figure it out until you're like you have the one clue that like makes it all make sense.
The one piece that
I get it.
Joins all parts of the board.
I just want to be able to find that piece. I want to be like, oh, this is the piece. I don't want somebody to just give it to me. It is what it is. The
book club members are talking about Alice Feeney, is an author who has lots of mysteries and stuff. Y'all pick out a couple that you would like to read that you haven't already read, and we'll pick something from that and add it to the list. That'll be fun. I like thrillers. I like, mysteries. That's one of my favorite genres to read because it's easy and it doesn't make me cry.
Yeah.
So.
Oop.
Sweeney? Alice Sweeney? Alice Feeney. Alice Feeney. Yeah. So, and I think I saw that Shelby is reading 7.5 Deaths for the first time. Please tell us how you think about that along the way. That was such a good one.
Yeah.
I'd like to relive that one for the first time. You know what I mean? Like if there's you miss that first read,
Yeah.
It's so exciting. Sometimes I Lie might be a good one. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like the list, the books that I've been picking lately, I don't have any thrillers on there, so I'll have to pick. I'll have to come up with some more options.
Oh, there's a Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. How appropriate to the book club.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah. That'd be fun.
How far are you, Shelby? Week 1, week 2, week 3? Yeah, well, let's add.
Yeah, y'all share. Y'all send us some of the your other book recommendations, and we'll start adding those to the list.
I love historical fiction as well, but those make me cry.
Yeah.
And so a thriller's a good.
I mean, y'all take your time. You can send.
Oh yeah, you don't have to do it right now.
We're not doing it right now.
Thrillers are a good in between. Thriller filler.
Yeah.
I like it. So yeah, I mean, overall, this was good. First Lie Wins, the title came up again in this reading.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what I was too excited to keep reading to stop and make a note.
When it came up again.
Yeah, I was like, ho, and then
I mean, she just mentions that the First Lie Wins, and she remembers back to lying at the breakfast with Rachel and everybody. And that's just kind of.
Gotcha.
She just kind of says it again. It's in context of the same story.
It didn't mean anything. Right. Okay. Gotcha. I'm trying to pull.
I have a feeling that our next book is going to be a bit of a thriller mystery thing too. So we don't need to talk about it here. We got other business to do, right?
Shelby sent us Onyx Storm Bingo.
Yes.
And I posted it on the Books We Never Read story on Instagram. By the way, we're on Instagram if I didn't mention that earlier. I'm printing that bad boy out.
Okay.
I'm playing bingo.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Playing bingo. And that's how we could split up the reading. Read until this ends. But yeah, let's play bingo. We can check in on our bingo cards. We need to give good credit to whoever made that. Unless it's no good and none of those things happen. In which case, we'll shame them on the internet. No, we won't. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I'll go read a recap today and tomorrow so I can catch up.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some good YouTube recaps, and we can probably just link to those so that everybody's
And we
ready to go.
yeah, Shelby sent us some good ones.
Cool.
Yeah. Shelby is the recap since she's rereading them. Yeah, because there's a lot that I don't really remember. You know, we read them so fast, and it's so thrilling and so exciting, and then it's over, and like hitting a brick wall. But I do remember where we left off, and I just don't know how we're coming back from that. I can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
I'm really upset that it's being released on Tuesday, because Tuesdays I don't have time to read no matter what. I just cannot read anything on a Tuesday. And so I can't start till Wednesday.
I'll be done by the time you get home.
But guess what? Someone took a day off work, and it just so happened to coincide with the release of this book.
Me?
Me.
Oh, you. Oh.
But you too.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
First audiobook experience was rereading Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I like the audiobooks for this series. I think the narrator does a good job.
I think I was skipping back and forth between book and audiobook for this one. And it was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely had it on like sped up, you know. But I like audiobooks anyways, even if it's not a great, you know, narrator. It still saves me time. Except, so sometimes audiobooks are like the production version. You know, they have these like extra sounds and songs and noises, and it's a full production. The one for that Mars series was terrible. I couldn't read that one.
Oh yeah, 1.5 speed is necessary.
At least. If they're British, though, I gotta slow it up a little bit. I can't understand the accents fast.
Well, look, let's go ahead and wrap this up, I guess.
Okay.
I appreciate everybody reading First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston with us. We had a blast. It was great.
It was a good one to get back into the book club.
Yes. And we're going to go even better for the next one.
Wait. We can't end yet.
What?
I'm sorry. Shelby and Peggy, how did you score this on your scoring chart? That we have to know. So you can keep winding it down, but we need to know.
Gotcha.
What score they gave it.
Well, I also want to thank our fantastic moderators today because
You're killing it.
all the special folk came out and showing them how we
the
do
little
things. It was
weirdos.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah. Well done. Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay.
We're glad you're here. If you can behave yourself, you can stick around.
7.25 for Peggy out of 10. 6.8. Ooh.
Have they've sent us this already?
We've seen like a draft of it. Yeah.
I'm definitely interested. I didn't realize there was decimals involved. I love what I'm going to call granularity.
Yeah, and not like round decimals.
No.
It's a 6.8.
How you get a 7.21, right? Like what's up with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fascinated. This is very cool.
Out of 10. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. But there's like, they have actual, they're trying to make it as, you know.
Like objective.
Yes, as possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. It's Peggy. There's decimals. Gotcha.
Yeah, you got to be precise. Very cool. I'm really digging this, that someone else is grading these books. Don't make me. I'm like, it's a 10. It's a 10.
Yeah.
Everything's a 10.
I'm easy to please, but
Nuh-uh.
yeah, no, I don't think that's true at all. All right, well, we're going to wrap it up so that everybody can continue on with your Sunday or Monday or whatever day it is in your part of the world. I'm not good at these things. We will be putting out a short, most likely, giving you what I think we're going to do is just guess a chapter number.
Yeah.
For our first reading. Once we get our hands on the book on Tuesday, we will then put out an official syllabus, probably Wednesday, that is going to be the full syllabus for the full reading. It may add chapters to the original guess, if we need to. But also because it's a little shorter, we want the first reading to be a little shorter because we have less time.
Yeah.
Before next Sunday.
Yeah, we'll kind of base it off the first two books.
Yeah. So get ready, get excited. We'll see you then.
Make sure your book's on pre-order.
Yep.
Hit refresh till it downloads.
We will see you guys later this week.
Happy reading. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.